Hey guys, I'm going to do a quick run through of how I set up my cold weather hammock gear. It is a Teton Hammock Company hammock with enclosed bug net, built-in bug net, a 0-degree down underquilt, and a 20-degree down top quilt. The underquilt is made by a Teton Hammock Company, the same as the hammock itself, and the top quilt is made by Hammock Gear. Alright, so first up is I set up the tarp first. After I get everything set up, I will go back through and show the knots that I do and all my connections. So this is my hammock or the tarp in a snake. Set it up here. I keep a baggie with all my ropes and cordages. I have one that has pre-built on Prusik loops out of, 2mm Dynama cordage. I will show you how I set it up. This is the ridge line for the tarp. One end is left is just a straight rope. The other end has a loop on it. For me, approximately is 6.5 foot high is about right for the hammock setup. The way I peg it, the loop side, I will pull a loop through of the running line through the loop at the end, put a peg of any kind in there, cinch it down. I just like using a tent stake because I've got a couple backups, but if I didn't have backup tent stakes, I would use a stick. So this part, oh, come on you. Get the Prusiks out of the way. There we go. Do a quick run around. Let's see, probably about there. Do a trucker hitch. I think I just did it backwards. Yep, they're backwards. I'll go over the detail of that one in just a minute. Tight as you can. I'm going to slippery half hitch to stop it. Since this isn't a snake, it doesn't matter which side of the tarp's which, so it's the same either way. There. Goes. There we go, just enough room. Tarp will stay up and out of the way until I'm done putting up the hammock. If it was rainy out, I could go ahead and set the tarp up all the way, open it up, and I have a dry place to set up the hammock itself. Otherwise, open the bag. There's zippers. Pull out the hammock. This is in a catch-all sack that holds the whole hammock set up, all the quilts, all everything in one big bag, already set up, ready to go. It has a pouch on one end that I use to hold the straps, the tree straps. I've also got in places where it requires wider straps or the trees are softer or whatever, I've got some 2-inch wide tree hugger straps. They're just a wider strap, wraps around the tree, and you hook these on. I keep a large aluminum carabiner on here, a good climbing one. The further apart the trees are, the higher up you set these. So depending on where how far apart they are. You might have to take them way up high to get your proper angle, or they could be nice and low. All right, there's one set up. Oh, come on, you. With the other side, which is no big deal to run these above your tarp ridge line. Not a problem at all. And because these carabiners are so strong, I like to put the tension where put the strap where the carabiner is on the side of the tree, and it's putting tension on the carabiner, and that also gives it a good cinch lock for once you put pressure on it, it will not slip. All right, now I gotta remember which side is which. I think head side. I generally put the pouch or the head side on the pouch end. But first, I gotta pull out the loop. There we go. And I like to have my head lower than my feet, so then you settle back into your shoulders and you're not feeling like you're sliding anywhere. Your shoulders will hold you. And my straps have what are called a beetle buckle on them. So it's a cinch buckle with a pair of hooks on it. So the loop on the end of the hammock, I can just hook it on there and it's set up, and then I can adjust the tension from there. There's enough space that I can adjust it after it's on there. Go. Pull that a little tighter. Drop this a little lower. That is decent. Now I will undo one side. And just peel it back. Here, I can adjust the tension until I have it where I want it. Have that side up a little bit. Let's see. That's about where I want it. Now, for proper adjustment of the height, I like it so that, well, I'll show you something real quick. And this is just the quilt. This is just my external bottom insulation, the underquilt. There's the hammock itself with my top quilt inside. I want to go ahead and lay it out. The hammock goes inside the underquilt. And now, I want to raise the hammock itself by tensioning up the underquilt. And these cores right here are used to pull it up. So I just tighten it fairly evenly until it's lifted. I want to feel the hammock in contact across the whole side. So then once I get it about where I want it, I'll just throw a slippery half hitch on there just to help keep it from coming undone from these locks. These are a locking slide, so they shouldn't go anywhere, but shouldn'ts don't always play out, so sometimes they come off. And this side has shock cord, there we go. And that is the hammock itself set up. Get in, just sit. Just sit just a little. Pull this up. What is sliding? Look. It's you. Sliding, I'm not sure. I'll play with that a little. I have not had these beetle buckles slide on me. you that in a minute. Okay, holding now. Just change the side the strap was on and put a little bit different torque on it. Oh well. Alright, so to get in, just sit, swing over, and to get comfy, just lay at a 45-degree angle diagonally across it. I will get in, shove it apart. Now you can adjust the quilt where it needs to be, and you can make sure that it's nice and tight by putting your hand underneath and make sure that it's contacting everywhere you're laying. And to get in the top quilt, wherever the foot box is, now you can pick up your feet, get inside the foot box, stretch her tight, wrap up, and you're good for sub-freezing temperatures. Alright, I will show the tarp part now, because that is the hammock. Since the hammock is up, now I can do the tarp. I gotta find the bigger end. And peel this back. Oh, come on, you. Alright. With all these extra slides and stuff on here, I've got a small clip and another Pro 6 with a loop on it. This will keep the middle from sagging down. I feed that loop of cordage through. It'll go. Come on, you. This part's not necessary, just helpful for a little extra space inside. There you go. That'll help hold. Now, my baggie of cordage. I've got 4 with shock cord on them. After I get it set up, I will go through and show it a bit better. But there's several ways you can hang a pitch a hammock tarp. I'm going to show you the winter method that I use that closes it off tight. I need 4. Undo the cordage. It's got one end has a loop built into it with shock cord. Go ahead and just feed the straight part of the rope through the loops in the middle of the tarp. I'm using the 2 middle parts so I can shut the ends as doors. I'm not worried about driving it in all the way today. Decent enough angle. Come out at just a little bit of an angle, more than just straight in line. Our yard is nothing but rock, so I might not be able to get good stakes in here. But good enough for demonstration purposes. Now I pull it up. I could do one of a couple different cinch locks, but I will do this one. Wrap it around, underneath the line, wrap it around twice above. And feed it through the middle with a slippery hitch. And now I did it right. Should be able to toggle it. I changed up how I normally do it. It's been a minute since I've tied these, so please forgive. Alright, I'm gonna just use the trucker hitch. Trucker hitch is more tension than you need, but it's quick. Form a loop. Bite underneath or on the lower side of the running line, feed it through, more tight. One more loop. Through. Cinch it. Good and tight. There those. Let's just do the trucker hitch again. So grab, make a loop, grab some line, pull it through, and now you have a loop. Go. I'll do the same on the other side real quick. Alright, so my main 4 stakes are in, so I will shut the doors that will stop most airflow and rain from coming in. Just operate. There we go. Alright, and there we go. So, one more thing that I do many times for myself because I like the extra space. This is all you need for just a quick shelter. You can also put tent poles to give you that little extra space if you want more bulk. Put it across. form a lark's head loop at the end of this little rope. I'll show it in a moment. And feed it through. I had mud there and couldn't see what I was doing. Go. Alright, there is one pole. Feed it over the top of the hammock. And there we go. There is the hammock setup with my 12-foot by 10-foot tarp set up in the doored winter mode. I will do a quick walkabout now. All right. Set up for the tie-out ropes. Got a piece of shock cord tied between, so as the tarp gets a little damp and it stretches, it has that little tension that it can always keep on it. As it dampens, the nylon stretches, keeps tension. Then as it dries back out, has somewhere to go without getting really tight. And if it starts to get too slack, I can always tighten up this loop or this knot, which here's the knot. I will show how I tie it real quick. Pulling it undone, and pop it, pull it tight, give it a pop, and the knot comes undone. So to retie it, see if I can do it all one-handed. Just grab like this, and then pinch your thumb. Give it a turn, you'll form a loop. Grab the line in the direction you're applying the tension. My finger out. I've got a loop. Now, I just pull that line back through, pull it tight. This is not including all the drag induced by running through everything. It's a 3-to-1 leverage, so you can get a lot of tension with no effort. All right, see if I can show it. But you pull it. Just give it a pinch and it won't go anywhere. But I form a loop, feed through, and cinch it down. That's enough to hold it in place. So there's that. And when I put in the tent poles, here is what it looks like. I just form a loop on itself and put it through. I'll undo it real quick so I can show you how I actually tighten it. Sorry, I don't usually do this one-handed, so it'll be a little awkward. I'm gonna put you down for just a moment. All right, there we go. So many of these tarps now come with something called a BCD ring. This does not have them, and the D-rings already have a hole in it sized to put that peg through and keep it from going through. This one doesn't have it, it just has normal webbing loops. So I tied a piece of Dynama cordage to be able to tie this on. So the way that I do this, oh, I didn't realize I paused it. I hope I didn't cut out too much. All right, you have the loop. You just kind of fold it back on itself and form what's called a lark's head. It'll look like this. Now I will put the peg through it. Oh shoot, I paused it again. I keep hitting that button. Hope I didn't miss too much there. Just in case, I'll just show what I was just showing a moment ago with these tent poles. Instead of just space, they also add strength in storm conditions. Because whenever the wind blows and pushes on one side, it pushes the one side, but because it's fairly rigid, it pulls up on the other. So instead of only pulling on the stakes on one side, it pulls on both sides at once, so you get a little bit more anchoring power. All right, and those doors I was showing earlier when I shut them, that is it. You pull the corners across and it closes it up. And to close it, this tarp came with a big piece of shock cord tied to each corner that I just clip to the opposite side. If I wanted more open, I could wrap them around the tree. It'll still close it off, like pinch it shut, but I have a little bit more floor space. Now, something I wanted to show with the tent poles, if you don't tie them up, they will fall over. So I put them a little bit angled inward towards the middle, and I use the leftover strap for the tree strap to hold it in place. For me, it seems to work fairly well. And here is that beetle buckle cinch. This is the end of the loop at the end of the hammock, the rope that holds it together. I just hook it over each side. Now I can cinch it up tight. And to tie it off to the tree, I do this so I can apply tension to the carabiner. And these are fall rated carabiners, so they're strong enough you don't have to worry. And I put it to where that whenever it's pulled tight, I'm putting that tension on the carabiner itself and it cinches it down. All right, and here is for the tarp, that peg I was talking about. This is just this piece right here is just one loop at the end of the rope. I will double it over and I'll pull the main line through it and put a peg, cinches down, nice and tight. When it's time to go, pull it. Here is the main line. That is a titanium carabiner, really light and strong, that I clipped the tarp to apply tension. All right, I'm going to pull this up real quick so I can show more detail of how the hammock itself goes. To pull, it goes really quick. I'll put you back on the stand so you can watch what I'm doing. All right, there's that. I'm gonna go ahead and just tear her down. my preference is to, when tearing down, to go ahead and get everything put away where it's easy to deploy. I would rather have quicker, easier deployment than I would fast put up. If you need your shelter now, I'd rather be able to just get it up now instead of having to fight with untangling everything because I decided to put it away fast. Unless there's a fire coming in, there's no reason to get in a hurry when putting up camp. Compared to a rainstorm either coming in or already in and you need shelter now. I'll tear it back just enough that I can show you what's going on with the hammock. I'll finish putting the rest away. All right. So here is the hammock itself. Nothing overly fancy. Down quilt. This is a 20-degree hammock gear top quilt. And a 0-degree Teton Hammock Company underquilt. Like I was saying, you want it where it lifts up the hammock itself, so it's nice and tight and it's touching you. If the insulation is not touching you, it's not going to work. If there's an air gap, you're going to feel that every time you move or every time there's a breeze. All right, I'll show you something fun about this one. Get it out of there. Built-in bug net. There's some where the bug net fully detaches. This one does not. This one is sewn on one end to keep it, and I put a mesh pouch to help retain it whenever I don't want it. Whenever I want a little more breathability or easier entry and exit, I have it. All right, where is that cord? Ah, that's what it is. Put you down a moment. I don't know why I had that clip there. Ah, it's my pillow. I was trying to figure out what cord was in the way. Little down pillow. Doesn't really add any support, but you can tuck it around your neck to close off any insulative gaps. And it has a piece of shock cord attached to it with a clip to keep it from disappearing on you in the middle of the night. All right, so this one with the hammock, I can zip it up. And it goes over this rope so it holds it up off your face. And it's got just a pouch to hold accessories and things. What I really like it for is to hold a USB powered fan. I shove the battery pack inside of it and it holds it in place. And I can sleep when it's hot out with a fan blowing in my face. Really helps. And then this is just another little accessory pouch. So if I want stuff in there with me that's easily accessible, it's right there. Like when it's really cold out, I can throw down booties, down pants, a jacket. So if I need extra insulation, it's right there handy inside with me. I don't have to get out. I don't have to do anything to get it. And this is the Prussics with a carabiner. Little carabiner thingy that previous video cut off on me there. I think I hit a wrong button. But there's that little clip that holds the center of the tarp up. so it doesn't sag down really low. If I can get it to work, there we go. Just unclips, feeds through there, clips, unclips, and that's free. All right, so I will finish tearing this down so you can see how easy that the snakeskin comes undone. You can see it well. I just pull, that undoes the slippery hitch, pull that through, slide it out of the tarp itself. Then while it's still staked, there's that knot. You just pull, 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 bink, knot comes undone. Pull the stake. Since I've got one hand, I won't worry about tying up the rope just yet. Last one. Pull that knot. I've already pulled it. I can pull this stake out. Grab these ropes and I'll just put them with the others. Now, I've got the snake skin, which is just a meshy bug net material. And that, all right, I'm gonna put the camera back on the stand so I can get that bundled up and show how this puts away from here. One trick to putting it away is don't just pull it straight over. Go to the opposite corners, ends, and go ahead and pull them up too. It makes it bundle up much easier. Because otherwise you'll have the ends of the tarp sticking way out and you gotta figure out how to shove them in there. If you go ahead and shove it, or fold it up, it goes in much easier. Go ahead and pull out all the slack. Shove it up in there. And there we go. And it's got a little drawstring cinch. Leave it down below the end so you can easily access it later. Cinch it down. Use the little pinch toggle, cinch it. There we go. And there's a tarp. Get her off there. Loosen up the prussic so you can more easily get the carabiner. All right, there we go. Now that's ready to put back away in its pouch. And the hammock. It does the same thing. Reverse how it went out. Just bundle and pinch. I like to pull up the underquilt around everything because it'll help hold it. Squeeze and squish it. It holds all your bedding in place in one shot. And all your down sleeping layers, they can stay inside of it. Whatever you want to sleep with stays here. And this is made out of sil nylon, and I sewn a mesh window in the end, so whenever I go to pack it, it can breathe and I can squish out the air so it packs better. When you buy it, you can buy it with the window already there. I didn't, because I didn't think it would be that nice to have, and I prefer to have the more waterproof. But you can't jam this in a tight bag without some window to breathe and push the air out. So same thing, weave the rope sticking out the end, go ahead and cinch it. Which the cinch on its own is not strong enough to hold it. So what I do, feed it through the rope, or between the ropes of the loop, wrap it around, do a half hit, and leave it slippery, and there you go. It'll help keep it from coming loose. So now, loosen the buckle, and to loosen it, just have to pry. So you push down on the hook, pull up on these, and feed it. Sometimes if you put tension on it, it doesn't want to go, like right now, so I just unhook, drop it. And it's still nylon, so it's going to keep everything clean. Keep it dry. There we go. That's ready to shove back in. And do the carabiner. Free it up. I can pop this. Never mind, doing it backwards, but I can pop that. Pop that loose. Get your rope out. Pop that knot free. Torn down, ready to pack away. So this is, all right, there's the loop end, or the straight end. When I'm bundling it up, I like to just put the loop, take the loop end, hook it over my pinky, and then I do the figure eights. And about 6 foot left, that's about right. Back up. The straps, I roll them just a little more neat, more organized. Doesn't take too long to roll them up. There we go. There's one. Goes back in this pouch, which in this pouch I keep, in case it's bright out and I'm having trouble sleeping, sleep mask. The tree hugger straps made of dynamo, so they're nice and small. What is the name of that? The ripstop patches. Keep some of those. Generally, I've got some earplugs shoved in here, but I think they fell out and never made it back in on the last go. But if it's loud, I keep earplugs in there to help sleep. I got the mask in case the moon is really bright at night and I can't fall asleep that way. Really nice to go ahead and just get it with the pouch. It keeps all your strap parts in there, all your sleep aids. It's handy. But these straps and the buckles come from Dutchware Gear. These are the combination Dynama and poly straps. If it's Dynama on its own, it slips really bad. The poly's grippy, but it's not as strong and light as the Dynama. So mix them and it works well. All right, so I can put the stakes away. 5 stakes, that's all I need for winter tarp. If I use the tent poles, let's get put away. That away. Go ahead and bundle these up. cordage is put away. Then I have my little wing pouches. And I just shove the tarp in. With these wing pouches, one of them I have to hold the tarp, one of them is for holding my rain gear. That way, anything that's meant to get wet stays on the outside of the pack, and the pockets also have mesh on the bottom, so while I'm out walking around, whatever moisture they picked up can be drip drying. Just that. Slip these underneath of where the straps are going to be and down into the trekking pole sleeve. I'll figure out which side the window's on. Here's my bug net window, so it goes in last. Advance just a little and shove. With the down, you can compress the snot out of it, so just squeeze it in and make it go. Not gonna hurt it. And since it's in a still nylon bag already, which is that catch-all sack, and inside the pack, you really don't need to worry about moisture getting on it, and it needs to be in its own extra sack because it already is in one. And there we go. That is the setup and tear down of the hammock setup. I hope that last little bit was on video. Yay, looks like it probably was. And there we go.